Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Amirash, j'espère que vous allez bien. And here we are with the Temps Convenables session 2, the most awaited session. And this is going to be the best session of French on YouTube till date. Right, so today is the practice session of Le Temps Convenable, that is tenses in French for CBSE Class 10 French Term 2 board exams. Right, so Temps Convenable part 1 had already been done. In case you haven't checked that out, you can check it over here or in the description box. Also, the playlist has been made for you to visit, right? And today's session is practice session where we'll be just doing the questions. Because guys, what I think is, if you compare theory and practice, so I think practice should be done more as compared to the theory. Theory finishes once you have read that, but you can practice as much as you can. And today we'll be doing 15 most important problems of tenses. So attend the session till the very end. Nobody is going to skip that. And guys, we need to make learning a two-way process now. You're going to interact with me throughout the session, right? Whenever a question is going to be asked on the screen, you have to let me know in the chat box, right? And I'll be watching the chats afterwards, okay? In the premiere. Let's understand what we are going to do in the Song Convenable part 2. So in part 1, I taught you all these three tenses, all present tenses, past tenses, and future tenses of class 10. Today we'll be doing some miscellaneous problems as well as PYQs of tenses. So today's session is going to be very important for all the 10th graders, right? So attend this till the very end. Again, I'm saying that. Okay, as I told you, miscellaneous problems and PYQs. Okay, I give you a timeline, a mind map, and I told you to take the snapshot of it, right? This was for the revision of all our tenses. So let's see what we did. We did imperfect, basically this futur antérieur, then plus que parfait. Then we had the passé composé, présent, futur. And remember, conditional and subjective have been deleted, so don't study them. You can just have a look at all the tenses once. Right, everybody? Okay. Yeah, let us get started now with the questions. Let's practice. And today, the live target is going to be 20, right? Since you have your exam on 21st, we must reach 20 likes, right? Let's start our practice now. Hit on the like button, share the video among all your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Come on, how are we going to do 15 questions? When a question will be flashed on a screen, everybody is going to write the answers in the chat box, right? And then you're going to match your answers. Correcto? Let's get started, people. Question 1 on your screen. It is, all these questions are métier sans convenable, right? Métier sans convenable, for those of you who are getting confused. And this session was demanded by hundreds of students. Literally, you guys were like, comments were flooded about it. Let's understand the first statement now. Let's stop the time pass. First question says, quand je dash avec mes amis dans le jardin. Être and jouer. These are the verbs. Let's understand the statement. You can translate the statement if you're having difficulty in understanding, right? So when I dash with my friends in the garden. So are you able to understand it is a past habit that used to happen? If you translate that in English, you'll get, when I used to be young, I used to play with my friends, right? Because you have être and jouer. Être is to be, jouer is to play. So during these particular situations, we always use imperfect. Understand this. You need to understand if it is a habit of the past. Okay? Here I forgot to add word. It is going to be jeune. Sorry, I forgot to add a word. So quand je dash jeune, when I dash young. So when I used to be young, I forgot to add this. Okay, sorry. When I used to be young, I played with my friends. So how are we going to do? Here we are going to put être ka imperfect. That is été. I hope you know that. So we'll put ETAIS, right, with an accent. Été. And since it is E and E, we are going to put an apostrophe. Quand j'étais jeune, je jouais avec mes amis. Je jouais avec mes amis. So the answer becomes était and then jouer. Jouais. I hope you got that correct. Both imperfect, right? Both of them are going to be in imperfect. I'll correct this, okay? When you'll be downloading the handwritten notes, I'll just correct it. Clear? So first is going to be quand j'étais jeune, je jouais avec mes amis dans le jardin. When I used to be young, I used to play with my friends in the garden. Done. Second question. Si tu parlais de ma maison, je dash la maison. Now see, C condition has been deleted, I know. And people asked me that why I gave it in the mock test. Let me tell you one thing. We should always be over prepared, I would say, than being under prepared. What if it's asked? CBSE can be unpredictable at times, right? So let me tell you, let me describe C condition in brief. How do we form the C condition? Understand now, when we have C plus imparfait, like over here, si tu parlais, je parlais, here is imparfait, then the second tense, that is conditional présent, is used. And how do we form the conditional présent? You are going to form it by, just a second, future simple stem plus imparfait endings. So if I talk about the verb partir, what is the future simple stem, guys? It is going to be par, passant, passer, passant, right? If I'm not wrong, yes. Pass, basically. It is going to be pastiront, the future sample form. So remove ONS. I mean remove IRONS, complete IRONS. What is left? PART. So we'll take PART and then add imperfect ending. So here it is je, AIS. So the answer becomes si tu passes de ma maison, je passe la maison. So if you would speak about my house, I would leave the house. So it's a strange sentence, but it is a PYQ. I think it was asked in CBSE 2015, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 2015, correct? So it will fast is the answer. Third question. Le professeur dash dans la classe il y a 10 minutes. Remember, whenever it is il y a and then a time, a particular time lesser than 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes, say if it is lesser, right? Sorry, I've made the greater than sign. Sometimes I get confused between greater than and lesser than. Lesser than 30 minutes. Then what happens? We always use passé présent. Please note that down. Note that down right away. For those of you who are doing mistakes, note that down. Noted? What is passé présent formation? It is venir conjugation plus the plus infinitive of the main verb. So it will become le professeur, since it is il, professeur is il, it will become vient d'arriver. Why d'arriver? Because the plus arriver gives us d'arriver. Okay? Correct. So the answer is le professeur vient d'arriver dans la classe il y a 10 minutes. The professor had recently arrived in the class. It has been 10 minutes. Next question. Lorsque nous aurons fini nos devoirs, nous dash. So when we would finish our homework, we would go out or we will go out. So you know lorsque is the tense indicator for future antérieur. But since future antérieur has already been used, auront fini, the second tense will always be in future simple. So what is the formation of future simple? We all know. The infinitive plus ending. So it is nous, so the endings will be ONS. So it becomes nous sortirons. I'm writing over here. Nous sortirons. Okay. Lorsque nous aurons fini nos devoirs, nous sortirons. Fifth. Catherine dash au cinéma hier soir. Hier soir, yesterday evening. So yes, I mean Catherine, Ali is there, so went to the cinema yesterday evening. So it's passé composé, easy. Remember, aller is conjugated with être. So it becomes Catherine est allée with an E. Why? Because it is feminine. Remember, with être we have to take care of the accord. With avoir we don't have the accord. Wait a second, we don't have the accord. Here we have the accord. Clear? Okay, if it's feminine, add an E. If it's plural, add S. Next question. Hier soir, les deux filles dash devant le petit coin café. So hier soir is there, which gives us passive composite. Okay. This is the tense indicator for passive composite. Now, the verb is s'arrêter, which is arrêter, basically the pronominal verb. So remember, in pronominal verbs, how do we conjugate in passé composé? First of all, we write down the réfléchi. Réfléchi is this me, the, nu. These are known as réfléchis. So first we write down the réfléchis. Here it is légifier, right? So légifier is L plural takes se. Correcto? Now, arrêter. Arrêter is conjugated with être. Biggest mistake. The people who are going to conjugate with avoir literally slaps on your face. Pronominal verbs are always and always conjugated with être. Understand that. So it will be se sont arrêtés. And another mistake that students do, leaving it as it is. Arey bhai, it is feminine. Légifier. Two girls. So when it is feminine, you're going to add an extra E, and two girls are there, which makes it plural. So you're going to add an extra S also. So this is the complete answer. Hier soif, les deux filles se sont arrêtées devant le petit café. Please avoid these mistakes. I'm bringing the toughest ones for you. Okay. Avant de dash, tu dois aller te brosser les dents. Before dash, you should go to brush your teeth. Now, se coucher. Se coucher is to go to bed. Understand this. Whenever we have avant de or après de, understand avant de or après de plus something. So with the, we always use the infinitive of the main verb. Understand this. So se coucher will remain the same. But what students are going to do? Se coucher. That we have copied as it is 0. Why so? If you are saying to a person, let's say your mother, so you are saying, you mother, you do this. So are you going to say, mother, he is going to go to bed? Do you say that? You are saying to the mother, right? So sir is representing ill situation, which makes it incorrect. So the correct answer will be the coucher. Another mistake. Aren't these questions hot? Let me know in the comments if you are enjoying the session, right? So avant de coucher, remember that coucher will remain as it is. Réfléchir is going to change according to the subject pronoun. Understand this. Understand. 8th. Dash du lait avant votre mère vient, s'il vous plaît. Vous. Vous gives us the idea. Clear? Votre. Hint. Since there is no subject, if there is no subject, it is always going to be imperative. Understand that. So prendre is there. The answer is going to be prenez. Wait a second, I've written that badly. 1 second, रुक जाओ. Prenez du lait avant votre mère vient, s'il vous plaît. Next. Elle dash la maison dans 5 minutes. Now, dans 5 minutes will be future proche. Future proche, aller plus infinitive. What is aller? Aller's conjugation. Elles vont, because it is LL plural, partir. Elles vont partir la maison dans 5 minutes. She is going to leave the house in 5 minutes. Okay. Il dash quand je dash la maison. Another very important problem, mistake prone question. Do not attempt any mistake in this particular question. Are you enjoying? Hit on the like button, right? If you are enjoying. Il dash quand je dash la maison. So, jog me to sleep, answer is entering. Now understand, if you translate it, how are you going to say? Two actions are taking place over here. So when we have two actions, understand what are the possibilities. 3 possibilities are there. Imparfait both, imparfait passé composé, or plus que parfait passé composé. So how do we judge that? If we are confused among these 3, then remember, translate the sentence. How are you going to say? He was sleeping when I entered the house. So was sleeping, imperfect, entered, passé composé. Correct? We won't sleep. He had slept when I entered the house. No. He was sleeping at that time, right? The action continued in the past. He was sleeping. It did not finish. We don't know if he woke up in the morning or not, right? So, dormir in imperfect, entrer in passé composé. So, dormir in imperfect. Now, conjugation is easy. Dormiti. Dormo is there. Remove ONS. Add AIT. It is ill. Mistake that people do. They are going to write AIS. No. Quand, it should be je only. Wait a second. Passive composite entre takes être. Another mistake. Are you able to understand why Temps Convenables is tough? Because students make silly mistakes. You don't have to make the silly mistakes at all. Quand je suis entré and then la maison. So il dormait quand je suis entré la maison. He was sleeping when I entered the house. 11. Lorsque le professeur dash le cours a commencé. Lorsque possibilities can be future antérieur or plus que parfait. Second action is given to us in passive composé. A commencé. So the first one should be plus que parfait. So how are we going to form plus que parfait? Imperfect conjugation of avoir and être plus the participe passé. So over here it is going to be arrivé. Arrivé ka imperfect. What is, I mean, arrivé is with être. As you know, I am giving être verbs because avoir ones are common. I don't want you to make mistakes. So it is going to be le professeur était arrivé. Okay, done. Était because être conjugation with this particular, I mean, être with imperfect était, you know. 12. Elle voulait dash du lait. Remember, you know that she wants dash the milk. She wants to drink the milk. So remember, to drink in English becomes the infinitive verb in French. So boire will remain boire because we have two words. In grade 7th, you must have read le cas de dire when we have two verbs. Then first verb is conjugated and the second verb remains in the infinitive form. Clear? 13th question. La nuit, il dash. Always remember, whenever it is raining at the night or in the morning, it is always imperfect because imperfect is used to describe such actions which took place from a particular period of time to a time where about which we don't know. So the entire night it was raining, or partially it was raining, or 2 minute ki rain, or what? We don't know. We don't know the conclusion of the action. So pleuvoir in imperative, it will become pleuve. Il pleuvait. Yesterday, il pleuvait. Yesterday night, it was raining. Okay, accent. Dès que les jeunes dash le concert, Catherine chantera. So dès que is there, it can be either future antérieur or plus que parfait. Since we have chantera, chantera tells us it is future sample, so we are going to use future antérieur. Future antérieur, future sample avoir être plus participe passé. So future sample, future antérieur plus que parfait, they are similar. Just in future antérieur, we have future sample avoir être conjugation, and in plus que parfait, we have imperfect avoir être conjugation. And you all know my favorite tense is imperfect, right? I love imperfect. Okay. So venir is given again être. Today I'm giving you all être because in être people do mistake. In avoir people do it very nicely, like they write ave properly, right? But in être they get confused what to do. It is it. So the answer is going to be les jeunes, il, the youth. So it is going to be a acha ete what ete. Sorry, I moved to that. Please skip that. Imperfect. Future sample. Venir. What is venir in future sample? Viendront. Acha. What's happening to me? Oh my goodness. It is future sample avoir être, na? So avoir it is going to be être. So future sample être is seront. Sorry. Yes, seront. Seront, and then venir is venue. Add s because it is plural. So, so revenu. Décollation, so revenu. Sorry for my mistake. Décollation, so revenu. Le concert Catherine chantera. 15th, je tâche quotidien, so revenu. Quotidien, daily. Present tense, easy. Last question was easy for you. So, promène, how are you going to conjugate? Je me promène. I walk every day. And a homework question for you, whose answer you need to let me know in the comment section. Right? The question is quand Sylvie avait écrit la chanson, Marc dash de chanter. Right? When Sylvie had written the song, Mark commenced to sing it. Do let me know in the comment section, and merci beaucoup for attending my session. I hope you enjoyed, you would have learned a lot, and if you found this helpful, do like, share and subscribe, and by the end of the session we must have reached at least 30 likes and 1k views. It's a must now. 1k views need to be reached and 400 subscribers after this video. Too many expectations, right? I'm expecting a lot. Because I think I deserve that, right? So merci. I'll meet you in the next one. This is Amirash signing off.